I've been getting him. He's supposed to be turning himself in 5-6 months ago. So I got him the Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's. They like, no more. I didn't use all the tricks. Attorney sick. Attorney got another trial. We didn't use all the tricks keeping him out. But he was supposed to get 4 years though. They were supposed to give him 4 years. So get that little 300 days. Shit, he be out 100 days, 60, 70 days. LA County overcrowded. But that little, he already fighting. I didn't make it through the process without fighting.
That's why you didn't get to Trump Wack. That's why you didn't get to see him
Yeah,
or
he
anything like
fight.
that,
Yeah,
huh? He's fighting
yeah,
already, huh?
yeah, he fight. I got my bail bonds and going to put him out just on a legal visit to make sure he's straight. Well, he fighting. He got a chip on his shoulder. You ain't finna. I already know what happened. The nigga asked him where he was from in the holding tank or something. And in his head, you already know where I'm from. And the nigga, he already knew how to fight. Now he know how to box.
Now
So,
he's getting that.
Floyd boxed that for a 5-minute round straight. For a 5-minute round. And then gave him a 45-second break and made him go another 3 minutes back to back with him. When Floyd told me, he said, Wack, I had to remember this was your artist. He said, that man called me about 4-5 good ones. He long. Nigga reaches what, 76? He like 76? Nigga long.
Yeah, it's reached about 76, 78.
Yeah, some shit like that. Something like that. I said, Wack, I jumped in the ring with that nigga. That nigga hit me with about 4-5 of them long ass jabs. I said, oh hell no. Oh shit. So he be alright. His mom on some clout chasing shit. Talking about, I'm about to go protest in front of the county jail to let him out on house arrest. Lady, what the you even talking about right now? What are you going out there on some pop? Said you gonna have your son looking weak. You ain't even talked to him. He ain't even called your phone. You gonna drive 2 hours. You live 2 hours away from LA County. Talking about letting my son out on house arrest. Like, what are you? But yet you ain't been to one court date. In the last 5 years I've been fighting cases, she ain't been to one court date.
But she gonna pop up at this one, and she gonna say, free my
pop
son,
up
and
in
they gonna
front of
free
the
him.
LA County jail, talking about free my son.
Right.
You ain't wrote the judge a letter. You ain't did none of that shit. That's what he told. He said, my problem with you is, instead of you being the mother of a celebrity, you want to be a celebrity mom. And that's my problem with you. You clout chasing, you doing all this weird shit. You turning cameras on me. You the reason why the world know my address. You turned on the camera. It's a fact. So, it is what it is. I said, lady, you ain't even talked to the man. I know he ain't called you.
Damn, so she doxed you? That's crazy.
No, she got him. She turned the camera on. When he told her and his sister, yo, y'all gotta get out. Cause they start sweating him by his bitches in the house. He come home, he got 2 bitches with him. And they like, what is this? He's like, what do you mean, what is this? That's what he was like.
I remember that video.
He was like, you act like you want to be my bitch, remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
And he like, I tell you what, cause I just told him, I said, nephew, you gotta get some of them women out that house that ain't gonna work. Your mom and sister campaigning for your attention, and your women are your women. And sure enough, the next day he came home, 4th of July, and he had 2 females with him, and they start tripping. You bitches. You're like, hold on. You talking crazy to my company, boy. And there it went. Fight broke out. Sister pulled a knife on him. He put her out, started throwing her shit out. The mama turned on the camera, showed his address, showed everything. I mean, Blueface then openly spoke and said, who is this lady? You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. It's real shit. She mad at me talking about, you won't support it. Lady, every time he go to jail, I'm there to get him. I done beat 5-6 cases. I ain't seen you show up to one court date yet. Every time you show up, it's a camera for some clout.
In my son's life for a season, because God has already showed me your deadline. So I'm just going to keep letting you guys argue and fight over my son that eventually has to return to his mother. Okay? I'm going to keep letting you guys out there play with your own kids, because that's really what you're doing. You're playing, when you play with my seeds, you're really playing with your own seeds. I know how this goes. That's why I don't play with people's kids, okay? You guys are literally out there fighting over Jonathan like he's some type of god. I'm good. I'm okay. Thank you. I'm good. So it's nice to see that many people care about my child that I brought into this world. You met my son when he was all of grown. You met my son when he was grown. And it's nice of you to try to come in and make some money off of him and then try to act like you his daddy. You can't be his daddy. You can't. All you could do is be somebody that's making money off him. That's all you could do. You cannot. You can't go to God and talk about that child. You shouldn't be talking to anyone about that child's parents, because we were present, because we raised our son, because we put our son through college, because we put our son through high school, because we did what your parents didn't do. We kept him off the streets and out of jail and out of prison his entire until he turned grown. Jonathan did not get grown or have any problems until he met these people, until he ran into this money. So Jonathan has to figure this out for himself, and I'm going to be here no matter what happens, no matter how it goes, until the Lord says he got it, okay? So I appreciate everybody fighting over my son and looking at him like he's some type of God, but I want you guys to know he is a child on a journey, on a mission, just like the rest of us. And I am a very patient person, because I know how God works, okay? I done seen it my whole life. I'm not getting ready to argue and fight with you about my child. You can't put my on nothing that got to do with Jonathan. He's your artist. That's it. We don't see you doing nut shit with your son, making your son no star. We created him, me, his father, and God. You was nowhere around. And I'm very sorry that your mom and dad didn't give a fuck about you to do nothing special for you. That's not our problem, and that's not our fault. My son ain't never seen a foster home. My son ain't never seen a report card that was fucked up, okay? My son ain't never seen none of the shit that you have seen. You guys are not the same, okay? So you work for my son. Let's always remember our place. Okay, God put you on earth to work for my son. That's it. That's it, and that's all. Just do your job. That's all I ask. Do your fucking job before I tell God that you are not the right person for the job. I'm the only one that has to answer for that child when I get to the pearly gates. I'm the only one who has to go back. Okay? You're an employer. You don't have to answer for him the way I have to answer for him. You don't have to pray for him. You don't have to do shit for him but clock in. That's it, and that's all. I don't care ever what Jonathan lets you think in your mind. Jonathan knows God. Jonathan knows his mother. Don't ever get the circus fucking twisted. He's not a child to you. He is a child. He will always be my child. So no, he's not a child to you people, but he will always be the child that came out my behind with my shit. Okay? I see him as my son, as my child, as a person on a journey in life. I do not see him the way y'all see him. I will never see him the way y'all see him. I have asked several times. Me and his dad showed up to the court that he said was a court date. There was no court date. Me and his father were there. When Jonathan wants us to come to court or needs his parents to come to court, he will ask us. Until then, we do not need to be present. That is your job. God assigned you to work for my son, not me. I'm his mom. So let's all, I'm going to pray about it. I'm gonna pray about it, but I think your job spiritually is coming to an end, and I'm gonna pray about it. But woe to the man or the woman who tries to turn someone against their parents, the people who sacrificed, laid down, and damn near laid their life down. I had 3 C-sections, so my pregnancies was not like y'all's. I ain't never did no drugs. I ain't never checked out. I ain't never left him nowhere and didn't come back. I have never, ever once. I was there on my son's graduation day. I was there when my son threw his first football in college. You people distracted God's plan for my son, and that's okay, because he's on a journey. He has to learn how to make his own decisions in his life to get to the right place at the end of the road. But woe to the woman or the man who thinks it's cute to try to turn God's seed away from the person that he ordained for them to be over their life. Because when you look down at your seed and you get the same results, that's on you. Okay, that's on you. If you sit and try to be a snake and whisper into my son's ear, that same worm, that same disease, that same poison that you putting in my son's ear is on its way to your child. Don't risk your own children, your own salvation, trying to destroy something that me and God put together. He's allowing you to be here on a season. He can remove you at any time. Don't play with people's kids. Don't play with people's relationships with their kids, okay? You don't have a kidney. You don't have no body parts that fit that child. Me and his father do. So, again, this gonna be my last time ever trying to tell you, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I don't give a fuck what Jonathan allow y'all to say on this journey. When you get ready, God gonna let you know what y'all folks was out here playing with, what you was out here tampering with, because only a thief comes to rob, steal, and kill. Okay? A thief. A thief. So we know where you coming from. Because there is absolutely no way I would tell a child to sit there and go against their parent. Especially if I didn't have one. Now, that man don't talk to his own mama right now, could give a fuck less about her. So we know which side of the fence you're coming from. And there's an expiration to all that come in the name of evil. And that's that right there, what you doing, what you're trying to say against Jonathan's mom, whether I was a bad mom or not, it is not your place. It is not your place. It is no one's place to talk about anybody's motherhood, about anybody's relationship with their mother, especially if you don't fuck with your own. It is not your place to do that. So I'm going to pray that God have mercy on you, all of y'all souls who've been playing with me about my child. Because I know y'all don't have Jesus Christ in your life for real. You just playing like you do. Because you would already know that you do not try to poison nobody against the person that God ordained them to be here through. You do not do that. Like I said, if Jonathan was in foster care and he was raised by Karen and Tiffany and somebody else and he had them seeds and them spirits on him, do what you do. But Jonathan only got 2 spirits on him. That's his mother and his father. And the Lord up above, who told us how to feed him, who told us which direction to take him in, who was there for him his entire life from day one. You just met my son 4 years ago. Woe is the man who tries to poison my son after knowing him for only a short period of time. You don't even know him. You don't even know who the fuck you're dealing with. So that's all I have to say about that. And I'm not going to say it again. I'm not going to defend about being at court. Nigga, I was at the hospital getting ripped open for him to pop out into this world and take his first breath. I was there to make his bottles and make sure he ate. I was there to make sure he was clothed and fed. I was there to make sure he had an education that you never had. I was there to make sure that he was strong. I was there to make sure that he got where he is at right now. I'm very sorry that your mama didn't give a fuck. That don't have shit to do with me. You need to talk to God about that. Don't take that shit out on me. But if you can't go find no foster care, if you can't go find no motherfucking person who say they helped my child eat, they put a roof over my child's head, you do not have a right to try to poison the world or anyone else or any of my children about how they were raised. You were not raised. Your mama did not give a fuck about you. Your mom did not look down at you and say, let me get my life together. Let me keep on going. Your mom didn't give a fuck about you. That's not my fault and that's not my problem. You need to talk to God about that. I wouldn't give a fuck if y'all thought Jonathan didn't love me, not an ounce. I don't give a fuck if you don't think I love him. That ain't none of your motherfucking business. What your business is what God's gonna make sure you feel for fucking with mine. Because somehow y'all keep running around in circles, chasing behind the seed that came out my ass, talking on his behalf. I wouldn't give a fuck if all my spoiled, rotten ass kids didn't give a fuck about me. What that got to do with what God said? Because God is the only person that could give a life. He is the only person that could give life.
Man, Karlissa was going in, rambling for a long ass time about nothing. So Wack100 whole thing was, Karlissa, she want to talk about, oh, we're going to go to the courtroom, we're going to scream free Blueface, drive 2 hours away. But she wasn't there for none of the court days, none of that shit was going on. And Karlissa trying to say, well, if Blueface tells us to come, we're going to come, but we're not going to just show up. That's your job. And then Wack100 just like, look, everything you do is for the camera. You always pulling out your camera, trying to go live, trying to promote your show. We don't know what's genuine. And the thing about Karlissa is, she talk all this shit. She so disrespectful. She don't care how she talk about her kids, but then she want to run to the God and holy. Like, you can't talk that reckless out your mouth. Talk about your son, his private part. Talk about everything Krishan and Jaden doing, roasting everybody, talking all this shit, but then want to run to God when it's convenient. That's the only thing I don't understand. Now, Wack100, he's a clout chaser just like Karlissa. He don't got to get on Clubhouse or online and start rambling about his artist business. What other CEO or manager does shit like this? They don't get on the internet and say, well, I had to do this to this person and this. Like, no, you keep that shit behind closed doors. Why do the internet need to hear private conversations? He always on Clubhouse gossiping about somebody's business. It ain't none of our business until you make it our business. And then want to say, y'all nosy, respect our privacy. When y'all put this shit on the internet. And Karlissa, she always with the same shit. Oh, my son is so innocent. My son is this and that. He could do no wrong. When your son don't even respect you, you always talk about being a mother. I'm a mother. This and no, you're not. You probably did the best you could when he was growing up. But ever since he been on, she been trying to act like she's the celebrity. Instead of just being a mother of a celebrity, she want to be the celebrity. She want to be in the cameras, always talking about his personal life, Krishan, Jaden, and all this shit. So Wack100, he do got a point. Karlissa just clout chase when it's convenient. And then want to say, oh, I'm his mother. This is not like, you got to pick a side. You going to troll everybody you know, or you going to be a mother and a grandmother? You can't be both. What y'all think about this, your boy B?